Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Lunch with the Finance Bunch. I'm Charline, and Matthew, are you with us today?
I am. I'm alert. I'm ready to go.
I just want you to know that I'm so happy you're back. You took a little vacation,
I took a serious vacation,
but you're back.
and I'm about to take another vacation.
Watch it. We'll have to talk about that. Anyway, we have Lauren in the studio, and Lauren is a health and success coach, social media guru, and media personality. So we are going to jump right into our interview. I absolutely am so excited that you're here. I love talking to you before. I absolutely love your website. And so let's get into it.
Yeah, let's do it. Thank you so much for having me. I'm super pumped for this.
Perfect. Okay, so you are a health and success coach. And this is your first time on the show. So maybe you could tell us just a little bit about that before I start quizzing you.
Oh yeah, for
Okay.
sure. So in a nutshell, I help health-minded people, and that can be people who are already super into fitness or people who want to start a new health and wellness journey. So I help health-minded people create passive income and crush their health goals more efficiently.
Well, nice.
Yeah, so part health coach, part business coach, and the social media piece, that's a very natural extension of all of that with, building your own business and
You have to
income
include
streams.
Health
social
and
media.
wealth. I like it.
Yep.
Health and
exactly.
wealth.
Exactly.
Now tell us something personal about yourself.
Oh, I mean, like what?
Like what we talked about before we came
She's
on
like,
the
let's
air.
dive right in
I'm
there.
going to expose it if you
Do
don't.
it. Go for it.
You have a husband.
I do have a husband.
Yeah.
Can we do a round of applause for the husband?
Husband.
Yes, thank you. He's wonderful.
Really? How long have you been married?
2.5 years.
Congratulations.
Nice.
Thank you
Congratulations.
very much.
Wow.
His
So,
name is Charlie.
hi, Charlie. We
Shout
give a
out to
shout out to Charlie. So now, on a personal level, what created your passion about health?
Health and fitness has been a part of my life since I can remember. I grew up playing just about every single sport there was
okay.
my entire life. And my parents raised us super healthy and, eating really healthy foods. Like I remember growing up being, so annoyed by like the whole grain bread with like the nuts on it and
Right.
stuff. Like, can't we have like better tasting bread? And now, of course, that's the kind of bread that I buy all the
Yeah.
time.
Right.
And yeah, so health and wellness and sports have always been just a given,
Okay.
part of my lifestyle. And I didn't get into, or I didn't even consider it as like a career path or a business path until the last few years, And I think, if you can make the stuff that you love and the things that you want to do every day already, make those things part of your business, that's even better. I'm all about, filling my life up with the stuff that I really love to do. And,
Yeah. We talked about that a little bit. Yeah. Why go to, everyone has to work and be employed, in some fashion or another, right? But, we should start gearing ourselves in the direction of doing the things we enjoy doing and finding the way of creating an income in that.
Of course, because the
know?
reward is much greater.
The
Oh,
reward
yeah.
is way better and much greater, and also you'll be even more successful because you'll actually have passion about what you're doing.
Exactly.
Think about that. Waking up and doing what you love every single
Right.
day. That's
And
a
getting
great
paid for
spark to
it.
your day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You'll jump out of the bed like that because we were talking about it just before the show started. Most people spend an hour, average of an hour getting to work. And they have to get dressed before that.
Exactly.
And then, they spend an hour on the road going to some place they don't want to be. They're there for a minimum of 8 hours. And then they have to take that trip back home for another hour or so. And you're exhausted by the time you get home.
Right.
But if you can go home and outside of cooking up the meal, start working on something that you actually love doing, and then implementing it a little bit at a time, then what'll happen? You'll have a Lauren.
And we were saying before, and so many people have said this sort of thing, and I was reading a Gary Vee book, Crush It, a few weeks ago.
That's
and
my guy right
yeah,
there.
oh,
Yes.
I love Gary Vee, Tony Robbins, And in that book, he points out that the medium, income is $50,000 to $60,000 a year.
Right.
And that you can make $50,000 or $60,000 a year if that's all you need to cover your basics, and for some people that's fine. Some people have different goals.
Yes.
But if that's all you need, like, you can do that doing something you love and something that energizes you and lights you up, or you can do it doing something that sucks.
Right.
Exactly.
And so it's up to you to make that decision to, go in the direction of love, because, it's not about not working and not being productive. It's,
Right.
You want that your work, or at least I think you do, and should strive for making what you do every day and your work, the stuff that really fills you up and that
Absolutely.
is fun. It doesn't feel like
Absolutely.
work.
I agree 100%. Now, what did you do before you got into the health field?
Yeah. So my background is in marketing, advertising, public relations, that whole world.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and the way that I kind of, made this transition to working for myself was from, like, I was, working for somebody else. I was working at a PR agency, and PR can be a very demanding job.
Incredibly.
Stressful, long hours. And I was working in crisis communications. So in a stressful industry
already.
and then like in the stress team, pretty much. And,
Wow.
and working like 60 to 80 hours a week on high stress projects. And while, I was working for a great company and, we were winning awards and all this stuff, and I was getting paid well, I was really unfulfilled. It was not my passion. And so to spend, 12 hours a day doing something that you feel like really drains you and not having time, like going grocery shopping was stressful, like that sort of thing. I'm like, I can't get groceries. I can't even like do my laundry. I just need to sleep and work. And that's not like,
That's not a life.
No. And I'm so motivated by lifestyle.
Right.
And so I need to make sure, my non-negotiables, like getting to the gym, making my own food, spending time with my family and my friends, doing those things can be part of my life. And so, so I came to that kind of turning point of realizing, okay, this, like, I'm so burnt out and just miserable. I need something's got to change. Like, this has to change. This is not it. But I also didn't know what direction
it was,
to go in.
right?
Yeah. 'Cause I was like, I'm way too filled up with like stress and everything else and burnt out to even think about like the next thing. So, taking time after that to really explore what my passions were and what was really important to me. And a huge reason for why I left and started doing my own thing was to reprioritize my health.
Yes.
From a stress standpoint, growing up an athlete my whole life, it's really important to me to break a sweat every day. Like, because if I don't, then I'm like, why do you even shower? I didn't sweat.
There's no reason to shower if you don't
I'm
sweat.
like, yeah. And so at that old job, I would go sometimes 2 weeks without getting to the gym. I would shower in those 2 weeks. Don't worry.
Let's
I'm gonna ask
clarify.
Right. Yeah. I would still shower. And that to me just like, just felt wrong and was, unacceptable for how I want my life
Your
to
life
be.
to be.
Yeah. And so I really reprioritized health and fitness, and then was like, wait a second, like, how did I want to do this like in a bigger way? And
Yeah.
it all kind of happened that way.
Wow. So when we come back, I want to talk about that because people love understanding how you transition from one lifestyle to create your own lifestyle. So let's talk about that when we come back. This is Charline with Lunch with the Finance Bunch, and we'll be right back.
Right back.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Charline, and welcome back to Lunch with the Finance Bunch with Dash on Dash Talk Radio.
Dash Talk Radio. Get it right, Char.
I know I left it out in the last one, but Q will help me out.
We'll work it out.
We'll work it out. Okay, so we're in the studio with Lauren Salaun.
Hello.
Hello, and she's our health and success coach and media guru, and we'll get to the media part of that in a second. But what I want to know is in the break we started talking about how you transition from having that 9 to 5, which is never a 9 to 5, but the traditional job, where you're working for someone else and you're getting a paycheck at the end. How did you manage to transition from that? Because you realized you were not a 9-to-5, or you were an entrepreneur at heart.
Right. And I've always been very entrepreneurial and knew that one day I would start my own business. I wasn't necessarily planning it when I did, but came to that point where it was like I said, you know, I was miserable in my last job and just did not have time for the things that were important to me. Okay. And also looking around at that job, I was like, I don't want anybody's job or life here. You know, like, cool, they have like a really nice car, but whatever. Like, I can do that another way.
I'll figure that out too.
Yeah, but they're at work like all the time. So yeah, I didn't want anything forward, you know, in that place, and wasn't passionate about the work I was doing. And so when I make up my mind and make decisions, I will take action very quickly. I don't need to like think like for a long time about things. So I was like, okay, I need to get out of here then. We are done, you know?
I'm out.
Yeah, exactly. And then of course making sure you have some sort of plan and some money too. We'll get to that next. Yeah, and you know, saving up so you're not just like, hey, mom and dad, you know. that's not the plan. Right. But yeah, so making that transition for me, you know, I was in a place too where I didn't know what I was super passionate about or what my dream job looked like. And I would say still, I don't necessarily have a dream job. You know, for a while it was like, okay, being Beyonce, that like is okay, but other than that, not really anything else. But so for me, like I said, it's so much more about lifestyle and doing work that I'm passionate about. And you know, I think of myself as a multi-passionate entrepreneur. I do a ton of different things. I want to be having lots of different things going on, interested in, you know, so many things. So it's not about just choosing one or two. I think when it comes to business and what you're focusing on, yes, you need to be clear and be focused and specific.
Right.
But as far as your interests and the stuff that you can have as part of, you know, important part of your life, you don't have to just pick like one thing. And so for me, it's like, okay, how can I fill my life up with all the stuff that I love to do, health and fitness, spending time with my family, traveling, you know, having an online brand and doing all that stuff and, you know, build a lot of wealth in the process. And so it all kind of happened pretty organically and naturally. And I know we talked about this a little bit before, but I work in network marketing. And for me, that's the business structure that allows me to have that kind of flexibility and really leverage my time and be able to fill up my time with what I'm really passionate about.
Absolutely. And we did talk about that. And I totally agree because I'm a part of network marketing too. So I get it, because it does give you the ability to structure your lifestyle so that you are in control of it versus it controlling you.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. I like that part. Now, you know, you've got that, but I noticed your website. I love your website, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's very well planned out.
Thank you.
Yeah. And it's structured so that you get a chance to not just meet you, but be a part of everything that you are a part of. So you draw
just so
people
you know,
in.
she's really excited about your website. She was talking about it
Oh my goodness.
all the time. And how
I was
much she
talking
loves
about it all the way here.
Thank you.
I was like, I like that website.
LaurenSalon.com.
So we're gonna let you shut that website out too, right? So I like it because it looks like you thought it out. I don't, you know, of course there's drafts, right? Rough drafts. You're like, not so much.
Know,
But did you do it
honestly,
on one shot?
No, so with branding types, so with my background in advertising and branding and that kind of stuff, I think when you're building a brand for yourself, sometimes that can be so much harder than building it for somebody else, because you're like, I'm this like complex, like unicorn, and there are so many things about me that everybody needs to know, and it all needs to be like summed up in this little packaged brand. And when it's you, that can be really challenging. When you're looking at somebody else, you're like, oh yeah, I get that you've got all this going on, but here are the key things you should focus on. It's so much easier to
especially because
do
it's
that
like
with
from the
someone
outside
else.
looking in, so you're able to analyze it all, versus yourself, you're like, okay, which direction are we even going to go in?
Exactly. And I love having like, you know, the website packaged up, like on my social media looking really good. And I do think that's important, you know, for your brand, but I also think it's way more important to freaking take action. So
Yes.
I had been sitting on making changes to my website for like months. I'm like, oh, it's not right. Like I have like all these drafts of new web language. And then I'm like, dude, just do
it.
something. And so I think it was like one random night. I was like, I'm just going to stay up till 2 tonight and throw some stuff in there. I'm going to put the draft language in there. And if in 2 days it's not okay, I'll change it. I'm like, oh,
Right.
you know what? It worked. It's fine. And I think so much of the time, especially as entrepreneurs, just go with your ideas and
Yes.
see what sticks rather than trying to have it like be perfect and like, just work through it so much, because done is better than perfect.
Right.
Exactly. And I think, throwing things against the wall to see what sticks, I like that idea, because your audience or whoever you're trying to get to, it'll start helping you too to form what should stay, what needs to go. But the key point in this is just do it. Get it done. Just put it out there. Yeah, that procrastination will get you absolutely nowhere.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's fear-based.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Because
Right?
I would think of myself, I guess, a little bit as a, recovering perfectionist or control freak. I don't know. And now I'm just like, oh, let's try it. Okay, great. It worked,
Yeah.
And I think on my social media, and specifically like Instagram, with Instagram story, like I like to be really real and unfiltered about like what I'm working on, what's going on. And I think too, it's not only is it freeing for yourself,
It
and
really
and
is.
it eliminates that fear. You're like, oh my gosh, I put that website language up that wasn't perfect and I didn't die.
Right.
Right.
Everything's okay, And so it's really freeing and empowering that way. And I think too, being okay with not having everything like worked out perfectly, like it just makes you more real too.
It does. It does. And that's a problem sometimes. I know when I first started the show, I would record, shows and then go back and look at it and then pick it apart and then not want to put it out. Like, no, I said this, or no, my hair wasn't right, or no, my lipstick, or I have one eyebrow today. It's like, I didn't put the other one completely on. All these things, and it was just fear-based. And like, who's looking at all that for real?
Mostly just you.
Just me.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. So there's another tidbit right there, is just do it. And Matthew, you getting ready to say something. Go ahead and say it.
No, I'll keep it to myself right now. I'll bring it up later on.
Okay.
When
But
you're not
yeah.
expecting it. Dun, dun, dun.
I know, and throw me right off, right? So now you have multiple streams of income, though,
Yes.
going on. So you have a clothing line.
Yes. So the clothing line stuff, I'm partnered with a friend of mine.
Okay.
Who I actually met through my network marketing business. So
at
it's
that.
like I'm like obsessed with the network marketing industry, and have met some of like the most amazing people through
Absolutely.
that, and people who are not only successful in that venture, but have other really neat projects going on outside of that. Like they're crushing it in their lives separate from their network marketing
Yes.
business. And so the clothing partnership, I have always loved. I wouldn't say like I'm a big like fashionista or anything. I definitely have always loved shopping, which I think are different things.
That's completely different.
Way too many shoes and workout clothes. But yeah, so doing something in clothing has always been on my list, and it happened that a friend of mine has this line, and again happened so organically and so word of mouth that I would, anytime I wore something of hers, I would have people nonstop asking me where they were from, and so I'm like, girl, more people need these pants. Like more people, like I've got
Right.
more emails for you. She's like, you know what? Let's just like do something more formal here, and you can like go for it.
Yeah.
And so that's how that all happened. But yeah.
So collaboration.
Yes, exactly.
So you don't have to reinvent the wheel. No. You don't have to be, the expert in every area. You can partner with people who that's their sole passion or one of their sole passions, and create another stream of income that way through partnering.
Right.
Yeah, we're getting lots of tidbits from Miss Lauren, aren't
Definitely.
we? Yeah. So we'll be right back, and we'll talk about that partnership thing you have going on and some more stuff with Lauren.
Yeah, of course.
This is Charline, and this is Lunch with the Finance Bunch. We're on Dash Talk Radio.
Oh, she
and
got it
we
right
will
this
be
time,
right
people. She got it
back.
right.
Yay!
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Welcome back. This is Charline on Dash Talk Radio, Lunch with the Finance Bunch. We've got Matthew, my co-host, in the studio today. I'm so glad you're here, Matthew. I just want to
I'm
shout
glad I'm
that
here
out.
too. And I'm ready to go back on vacation, people. So tune in.
Don't try it. Don't try it. We have a guest. Her name is Lauren Salaun, and she is a coach, a success coach, and she has a plethora of things she does. And right now we were talking about your clothing line and how you partnered with someone who is, that's one of their passions too, and you partnered, and that became a secondary stream of income for you. You know, and the clothes are beautiful, by the way.
Thank you. Yep.
Very
It's-
nice.
Yeah, athletic wear.
Yes.
You know, it's you guys are getting a rare situation right here for anyone who can, you know, see us on camera of
Yes.
me actually wearing real clothes.
This
Usually
is
it's
an
like
exclusive, everyone.
right. This happens like once, twice a month, like makeup on, all that stuff. No, but yeah, working for yourself and working in, you know, the health and wellness field.
Right.
Like I spend a good chunk of time in the gym and working
Yes.
out. And then, you know, if you can wear spandex most of the day, why not?
Why not? It's so comfortable, right?
Yeah.
So we got the exclusive, her being dressed up. Thank you for dressing up for
Oh,
us.
you're welcome.
Thank you so much. Now, you have another stream of income too. And so I love this whole multiple stream of income thing you have going on, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now you're also a success coach. So now, how does that work into your business, being a success coach?
Yeah. So for me, my big vision really, you know, and we talked about this before, is really creating, you know, living your most fulfilling and epic life.
Yes.
And filling it up with the things that you really love most.
Yes.
And, you know, having the time, the freedom, the flexibility, all that stuff to just do what lights your soul on fire. You know?
Exactly.
And so I'm creating my life that way, and I'm really passionate about inspiring other people to have that for themselves, and then not just inspiring people to do that, but helping people actually make that a reality. And so my main focus and where most of my energy goes with, you know, with regard to like all the income streams and things that I'm doing, but my main focus is in my coaching business and helping people really design their lives and create and live their dream life, essentially.
Yeah.
And we mentioned, you know, doing that through network marketing. And yeah, so that to me is, you know, the best, especially for like millennial, I mean, for everybody, but
Right.
especially for millennials, I think it's the best way to
Yeah.
do that and to get
And
that
it's
freedom.
low impact as far as financial investment is concerned. So you're not putting a lot of money on the table to start your own business when you do it through a multi-level marketing company.
Right, exactly.
Right. And then you do get the coaching that you need. You get the coaching, and you get the you get a blueprint. And if you follow the blueprint, you can create the level of success that you want to create.
Right.
And so that's one of the biggest reasons you and I agree on that, is that multi-level marketing. When you're thinking about starting a business, it could cost you, like if you start a franchise
$100,000.
of one of those, you know, it could cost you $500,000, $1 million. It costs you $200,000, $100,000, even down to $40,000 or $50,000. A lot of people don't have $40,000 or $50,000 laying around that they're willing to risk
Exactly.
on a company and not knowing where they're going to land. But if you can start something and invest, you know, something that's a lot more comfortable, and you can create another stream of income that really has the potential to give you money coming in when you're asleep, literally.
Right. It gives
Why
people a
not
lot more
do it?
confidence, because
Exactly.
if you're thinking about $1 million, you're like, whoo, the fact that you have to pay that back.
Yeah,
Right,
because you might
right.
have to take out a loan. And
No,
then
thank you.
Now you
and-
work for the company you just invested in, literally.
Exactly,
You know, you're $1
exactly.
million in.
Yeah, and like
So you're
you
still
said,
an employee, a glorified employee.
Yeah, and like you said, you know, it's essentially your own virtual franchise that
It is.
with, you know, with health and wellness and the partner or the company that I'm partnered with, it's nutrition. So
Yes.
you literally, the money you spend, you eat.
You eat.
So you're
Exactly.
eating your overhead.
That's right.
So
I like that.
like it's a no-brainer,
Yeah.
you know, and everybody I think can stand to be healthier, whether that's, you know, losing weight, building muscle, better stress management, energy, sleeping better, you name it. Just like everyone can feel better, no matter
Absolutely.
how healthy and fit you are.
That's
you
right.
know,
And that's something that you can't put a price tag on either.
No.
Is your health? No.
exactly. Oh,
Actually, you can, because going to the doctor is very expensive.
right?
One visit to the doctor could wipe out your whole
Oh yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
savings account.
We love our doctors, but the less we see you, the better.
Exactly.
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 Yeah. And so with network marketing, I think it's just such a smart thing to do. And I think now so many people, you know somebody who does
Right.
something.
Yes. And do your research though.
Oh, of
because
course.
every company is not the one. So I don't want people to think that, oh, just run out and join some, network marketing
Yeah.
company and I'm going to be successful. No, first of all, you have to work at it. That's the first thing.
Mm-hmm.
You do
Business.
have to work, ladies and gentlemen. You have to work at it. But the other thing is that you want to do your research. Make sure you go to a reputable company that has a history of success, that has some longevity, so they themselves have been around for a while. So do your homework. And then I also think you should get into something that speaks to who you are,
Exactly.
Yep.
100%.
right? So
Yeah.
that you can actually do it.
Yeah, you want it to feel like home,
Right.
And I think that no matter what when you're looking into partnerships, and this is the same for me with social media stuff as well, or doing like influencer things, like I will never partner with a company that I don't believe in and
Right.
I'm not excited about. And if I wouldn't spend the money on whatever product this is and I don't think it's cool, like then I'm not gonna
You're not
let you
gonna-
pay me to
right.
talk about it.
Exactly.
Like,
It has
Especially
to be.
Yeah.
with millennials, because I feel like they're really hip
Authentic.
to everything, so they can see right through it. So it has to be transparent with you.
Right. Yeah. And that too. I mean, yeah, with network marketing, if you're looking into it as a business, it's a business. You want to
It's a
approach it
business.
like that
Exactly.
and treat it like a business. And I think a lot of people, expect that like get rich quick thing,
Yeah.
or like, oh, I'll just do this and then money's going to happen in my sleep. No, it doesn't actually
Doesn't
work
work that way.
To get paid like a business, you got to treat it like a business
That's
and
right.
put in
Right.
the work. And, it's not for everybody, but I think it's definitely a better solution than a lot of others. And
Right.
I think in just a couple years, it'll be something where, instead of being like, oh, you do like one of those side things, it's going to be like, no, which company are you with?
That's
Like,
right.
which one do you do?
Exactly.
It's getting so much more mainstream and so popular. And
Because people are starting to get it.
yeah. And I'm not sure how familiar the listeners are with network marketing. I mean, you've probably talked about it before.
Yeah, but we can talk a bit about it more because this is an interesting dynamic. Because when you and I talked about it, before, when I told you the language that you use, it's totally multi-level marketing language, in that there's an opportunity in it if you're listening.
Right.
Right?
And so that's with like the health stuff. Yeah, I have, I work in nutrition and I'm partnered with a health and wellness company. And so if that's all people are looking for, health and wellness, great. Then I'm going to help them crush some fitness goals.
Exactly.
If they want to make money while they're doing it too,
Then let's
awesome.
do that
and they'll
too.
do that too.
Right.
Whether it's like, let's do this for free, let's cover a few bills, or let's quit our job. Like,
Wherever
set
you
up a
want to go
different plan.
with it, let's do it.
Yeah. But yeah, and the way that I describe network marketing to people, because so many people now are getting so excited about like the affiliate partnership or the idea of, oh, I post something on social media and get paid for it. Like, or even just like being rich and making money for being yourself and about
Right.
your own interests and passions. And that's why I think, one of the reasons why network marketing fits in so well with that. But the way that I explain it to a lot of people is if you're thinking about joining a gym, let's say you're like, okay, I'm really, working on some health goals. I'm going to join this gym. This gym looks really cool. Like I want to check it out. And you're like, oh, but I don't want to join the gym by myself. I'm going to ask my friend like, hey, Katie, come join the gym with me. And Katie joins the gym with you. That gym, because you brought Katie to the gym and she joined it with you and you guys are doing this together and getting healthy together, that gym would be like, oh my gosh, Lauren, thanks for bringing Katie.
Yes.
Here's some money.
Yes.
Now, some places will do that for referrals, but usually it's like a small thing, one time, done.
That's it.
You know, but the big difference with network marketing is not only do you get that one time thank you bonus, but and lots of network marketing companies have different compensation plans. I'll say that
So
too, and that's
check that
very
out,
important
too.
to look at.
Yes.
And so I'm speaking with the one that I'm involved with, and so with network marketing, it would be as if that gym, then every single time that
Yes.
Katie paid her monthly membership, you still got paid for that.
Right.
They were said thank you every single month. And then wait a second, Katie is loving the gym, so she's telling all her friends about it too. And she's like, oh my gosh, you should try my gym. Oh yeah, like you see my results? Great. Come join my gym too. And then making,
That's
getting
right.
a kickback from all Katie's friends joining the
Yes.
gym as well. So that's how network marketing works.
That's how
And
it
that's freaking awesome.
Exactly.
For talking about and like sharing stuff that you're into with other people.
Why not?
Duh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Katie, we love you and we
Yeah,
appreciate
Katie,
you.
I just was like,
And whoever Katie brought
I don't
in, we
know.
love and appreciate them too. But yeah, I think more people are understanding network marketing better. Like like we talked about, I think it's a wonderful option. Choose your companies wisely. Look at their compensation plan. Look at how you fit into that company as a person. And then go for it. Go for it, because the amount of money that you're going to invest to become a part of a network marketing company versus buying into something else, the difference could be substantial.
You definitely get
And
a
you
bigger bite
want
of the
to
apple
make
for
sure, the apple you decide to bite, that there's a return from it. Yes. Yeah. So we'll be right back to talk some more about other things that you're involved in.
Let's do
Ms.
it.
Lauren? Yes, let's do it. This is Charline, Lunch with the Finance Bunch, and we're on Dash Talk Radio.
She got it right again, you guys. Round of applause.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
This is Charline, and welcome back to Lunch with the Finance Bunch on Dash Talk Radio. And we are in the studio with Lauren Salaun, and I am so happy to have you here. We have a few questions that we want to ask you that are part of our balance sheet. And we ask most of our guests these questions, so I want to see what your response will be. How's that?
Oh, I love it.
Okay.
No pressure.
No pressure. Now, the first question I want to ask you is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? You obviously have a handle on what you're doing now, and you have it very well organized, and you got your multiple streams of income going, right? So where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Okay. So in 5 years, like I said before, my main focus, and one of my things, so this is like a little tip before I actually answer the question, is especially if you have a ton of interests, being specific with what you're focusing on. Because if
Yes.
you're trying to do 100, or 10 or whatever, like you can do 5 things like pretty well, but do 2 things super well.
good.
So,
Yeah.
so my main focus is with my, my business coaching and network marketing business on that direction. And so there in the next 5 years, my goal or the plan or where I see myself is that business being $1 million business.
Absolutely.
For sure. And as part of that, what is going to help make that possible, and something I'm really excited about, is helping 10 women create a passive income stream of 6 figures.
Yes, and that'll make that possible.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so
we're
that's
in agreement on that.
Yeah.
Hey, let's do it.
That's something I'm really excited about because, I'm all for empowering women, and I do work with men as well, but like all for empowering women.
She's leaving us out, man.
Sorry,
Come
guys.
on now.
Sorry,
Just
guys.
kidding.
Matthew, you got to represent.
But, women dominate network marketing. And
Yes.
I think especially like, if you're thinking about like having kids, and I definitely, want to have kids down the road, that I want to be able to be like around as much as I want.
Right.
And
With your
I
child.
think for women, that juggling that family life and that business life and that career and having a big impact can sometimes be a little bit
Overwhelming.
trickier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can be tricky and overwhelming. Wow. So I like your 5-year plan.
Thank you.
Yeah. So now, what does success mean to you? So you have a 5-year plan. What does success mean to you?
I think success is, and I might be stealing this from Tony Robbins.
That's
or
okay. He
like
won't mind.
Robert Kiyosaki or something.
Well, you
But-
mentioned both their names, so you're good.
Yeah. Okay. But to me, success is doing whatever you want whenever you want and as much as you want. So, and that doesn't mean like, I want to be clear, like that doesn't mean not working by any means, but I think it is, like I said, filling your days up with the stuff that you're really pumped about.
That's right.
Whenever you want to do it.
Yeah.
And not having those restrictions. So having that freedom and that flexibility and that bank account to be able to make that happen.
Absolutely.
We all
I
like great
agree.
bank accounts. And speaking of bank accounts, if you were to win the lottery today, what would you do with the money outside of initially giving the cast of Lunch with the Finance Bunch
Right. I
compensation?
treat you guys to lunch.
No. We want more
$10
than
a
that.
plate.
No,
Just kidding.
No.
I'm just kidding.
I was going to say,
Some
do we
are
get to
good.
choose a restaurant?
Yeah.
Right.
On me. But I mean, that depends like how big of a lottery winning is it, I think. I'm thinking really like logically here.
Okay, let's say
So what I would do.
$100 million.
Okay, $100 million. We could do some damage with that. So like the practical like things first, I would fully retire my parents. That's high on my
Definitely.
list already. It's on a Post-it on my mirror in the bathroom. Fully retire my parents.
Char, you might still have to work.
Wow.
You'll just get some more funding for the show.
That's fine.
I would retire my husband so he can work on his passions full time.
Yes.
More so than he does already. I would invest in property more, and I'd probably buy a new car.
Well, I hope so.
Oh yeah. I am driving my dream car now, which is like such a wonderful thing that
Heck
I've
yeah.
been able to do for myself. But yeah, I'd probably go to the next level.
The next
dream car.
level of dream car.
And yeah, so I mean, so much for me is like, I want more time with the people that I love to spend time with.
Yeah.
And so like retiring my parents, moving them to LA. They live in Northern California.
Okay.
Having, doing like getaways with my best friends. Like, hey, why don't we go to like this tropical island for 2 weeks and do our stuff? Like, those sorts of things. And more shoes and like
Of
closet
course,
for all
more
my
shoes.
shoes to have their own space. So I can look at them all.
Lauren Salaun, I just love you. You said a closet for my shoes so they can have their own space.
So I can see each one.
Each one.
I'm just like, hey, Ski knows something about that.
Heck yeah.
Yes, it definitely does.
Yeah.
So now please tell us how on social media we can catch up with you, your website, which is so lovely. Give us a shout out about where you
guys.
are.
You can find me everywhere online at Lauren Salaun. So that's LAUREN, S as in Sam, ALAUN. And I'm super active on Instagram, especially Instagram story. You get like the real unfiltered business on there. Facebook and then YouTube as well.
Wonderful. Well, it's been a pleasure having you on. It
you
really
so much.
has.
I
I was
love
looking
this.
forwed to it. And we'd love to have you come back on again.
Of course.
indeed.
I would
And give
love
us the
that.
update on where you're at, what you're doing, and all of that. And we'll definitely be following you on social media. And we hope that
Wonderful.
you'll follow us also.
And
Of
please let us
course.
know if you hit the lottery so we can go eat.
Yes.
Right, yeah. So
I
you guys
already
can do
have
the lunch.
the
Hey,
restaurant
Because
in
I'm
mind.
hungry.
You know what? And we'll do that without hitting the lottery, okay?
Okay.
Sounds like a plan. This is Miss Charline. This is Lunch with the Finance Bunch. And we've had a wonderful, amazing time with Lauren Salaun. And she's a coach, both for health and with fitness and also finance, right? Mm-hmm. And so check her out. Check out her website. And we definitely want to have you back on again.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, you guys.
Oh, you're welcome.
Indeed.
Nat, is this a good show or is this a good show?
This is a wonderful show.
I'm loving
I definitely
it.
learned a lot.
Heck
Took a
yeah.
whole lot away with it.
This is Lunch with the Finance Bunch on Dash Talk Radio, and we'll be right back.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Wow, Matthew, that was a great show.
We were almost having some technical difficulties. Charlene kept trying to scoot next to me, and I need to breathe.
Did you?
I'm going on vacation, y'all.
You know what? Did you need to say all that?
I did. We got to keep it real with the listeners.
That's true. I was trying to get too close. Mm-hmm. I love you anyway.
No, but it was absolutely amazing. Lauren, I mean, there's just no words except wealth and health, wealth and health, wealth and health. And follow all of her social media because
Please
she's
follow her.
absolutely amazing.
She's amazing. And go to her website because I fell in love with the website.
Yeah, Char was literally talking about it the entire way over here.
It's a great website. It's laid out very well. You can buy stuff on it.
Which you will probably be doing immediately.
I know. I did see a couple of things on there I wanted.
Oh my goodness. And she's a shopaholic too. So it's click, 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 click. Buy it now.
Don't tell anybody. Balance.
Oh, exactly. All right.
This is Lunch with the Finance Bunch. I'm Miss Charline.
Tune in every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday at noon.
Yes.
On
She had
Dash
to
Talk
think about
Radio.
that.
I did not. On Dash Talk Radio.
Indeed.
And where
Follow
else are we?
On Instagram
And YouTube.
and Facebook.
Yes, I did it right this time.
You did it right. High five.
See you guys on Tuesday
On Tuesday.
at lunchtime, noon. Peace. Out.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here